There was a time when the students at Rosefield High saw their English teacher, Miss Clara, as just another adult paid to lecture them. She dressed modestly, smiled softly, and kept mostly to herself. But everything changed one Monday morning in room 3A when they walked in to find something strange on the chalkboard, a large, uneven heart drawn in white chalk, cracked down the middle. No words, just the image. The room buzzed with confusion, but Miss Clara didn't explain. She simply began the day's lesson, ignoring the drawing as if it weren't there. Over the next week, something unexpected happened. Each day, the broken heart on the board changed, ever so slightly. One day, a tiny stitch appeared at the top. The next, a single flower bloomed from the cracked line. Students began to arrive early, whispering guesses about what it meant. Is she talking about heartbreak? Maybe it's for Valentine's Day? But Miss Clara never addressed it. She just taught her lessons as usual. Only now, her story seemed more raw, more personal. One day, she read a passage from a novel about loss, and her voice cracked. Another day, she played a short film about second chances, then looked out the window a bit too long. It was Max, usually the class clown, who finally broke the silence. Miss Clara, what's with a heart? The room fell quiet. She paused, looked at the board, and then at her students, her eyes glossy, but not weak. It's a story, she said softly. A true one. But you won't understand the ending until we reach it together. From that day forward, everything shifted. The students weren't just learning English, they were learning empathy. Through each lesson, poetry, fiction, personal essays, Miss Clara began to reveal parts of herself. She shared a story about a friend who stopped speaking after losing her brother. Another about a child who used writing to escape a violent home. The students started opening up, too. Emily admitted her parents were divorcing. Liam shared that his brother had tried to take his own life. The classroom became more than a place for grammar. It became a safe haven. But the heart on the board remained, still cracked, though slowly healing. Every day, Miss Clara added a new element. A bandage, a sunbeam, a hand reaching toward it. It became a metaphor they all watched unfold in real time. Then, one rainy Thursday, she finally told them the story. When I was your age, she began, I lost someone. My younger sister. She was the brightest light I knew. But nobody knew how to help me. So I hid my pain. I smiled. I studied. I got good grades. Everyone said, You're so strong, Clara. But I was just invisible in my pain. Her voice trembled. For years, I thought silence was strength. But silence is just lonely. That day, the final piece was added to the chalk drawing, a small, unbroken heart in the corner, gently connected to the broken one. You don't have to be whole to help someone else heal, she said. This heart isn't perfect, but it's trying, and sometimes that's enough. No one spoke for a long moment. Then, slowly, students clapped, not out of politeness, but out of something deeper, recognition. That day, a dozen teenagers walked out of room 3A carrying something heavier than textbooks, but lighter than grief. They had learned that education isn't just about the mind. Sometimes, it's the only medicine the heart gets. Years later, many of those students would say that Miss Clara was the reason they pursued psychology, teaching, social work. Some even returned to Rosefield High as guest speakers, always stopping by room 3A, even though the heart on the chalkboard had long been erased. But not forgotten. Moral of the story. Education can heal more than minds. A lesson written in chalk may fade, but the impact written on the heart remains. Have you ever had a teacher who changed your life? Share their name in the comments. Let's honor them together. If this story touched your heart, like and share it with someone who needs a little healing today. Subscribe to Wisdom Tales for more stories that move your soul and open your mind.